everybody, welcome back to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com, and here on my YouTube channel. And this time out, we're going to take a look and also do a comparison of a couple of different Fairchilds today. We are going to take a look, and the first time I'm looking at the Antelope set of products here, their native set of plugins. This is the TubeChild 670. We're going to listen to that, play with it a little bit, see how it sounds on a few different sources. And then we're just for fun, we're going to compare it to one of the more popular and my favorite Fairchild plugin, the Universal Audio one here as well. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Also go out to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. Make sure you get that free mixing course worth $100. It's my gift to you just for visiting Home Recording Made Easy. It's right on the homepage there. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you something else for free. Okay, so over here on the right-hand side, right above my head here, we have the TubeChild 670 by Antelope Audio. Now, a lot of you, not a lot, but a handful of you have asked me about Antelope plugins in the past. And up until I think the recent past, the only way you can really use their plugins is you had to have one of their audio interfaces, and they had DSP in the box, so on and so forth, much like the old Universal Audio plugins where you had to have one of their audio interfaces to run them. Both companies today make a bundle of plugins in native, so you don't have to have the hardware any longer. So when I learned that, and after a couple of you have asked me about Antelope and what I thought of them, I thought I would check them out. So I'm demoing in their bundle right now. It's not a sponsored video. They don't know I'm making the video, and I'm just demoing the product. They haven't paid me. I haven't paid them. I just want to see what they're all about. So that's over here above on the right-hand side, the TubeChild 670. Over here on the left is my favorite Fairchild out of all the ones that I've tried over the years. This is by Universal Audio. Again, this is now part of the Spark subscription plan, so you can get this natively. You don't need to have this. You don't need to have their hardware any longer. And I just love Universal Audio plugins, and if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that. So let's take a listen to this. So we're going to start this off on a strummed acoustic guitar here, kind of a real heavy rhythm, kind of an acoustic. So let's start with the TubeChild here, and let's just kind of dial it in and see what it sounds like. So this is with no processing at all, no EQ, no nothing, just this one plugin on the track. Okay, so if you don't know much about a Fairchild, you could do a bunch of Google researching on it, but a Fairchild compressor is one of the most sought after compressors in the world in the hardware form. They're considered to be like the holy grail. There's not many of them left in the world that are in really good shape, and if you could find one in really good shape, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars, upwards of $30,000, $40,000 to get a Fairchild. There are companies that make some, I wouldn't say knockoffs, some replicas of the Fairchild that you can get for a lot less money, but you're still talking about $10,000 if you wanted a stereo unit. We're listening to the 670, which is the stereo unit. The 660 is the mono unit, but it looks like Antelope only makes a 670 modeling. You just got one channel here. So the way it has a ton of tubes in it, it just sounds amazing. It's a very mute compressor. You have your power on and off here, your input gain, your threshold, time constant, which adjusts under the hood, the attack, the release, and kind of the ratio settings. Number one is going to be your fastest attack, fastest release, and as you go to number 2, 3, 4, those are going to slow those up, and we'll demonstrate those. And I believe 5 and 6 are kind of like an auto program dependent. What you're feeding into it is going to change the way it reacts, and you have your output here. So let's listen to this as we're starting your time constant number 1, which is going to be the fastest attack and release. And you can see that by the UV meter here, or the VU meter, excuse me. And we're compressing pretty heavy here. So as we get to time constant 4, it's got a slower attack and a slower release, as you can see. Now, the one thing about a Fairchild that makes it so special, and what I really like about it, it's got such a unique sound that nothing else has, but you can compress it almost to where the needle's kind of pinned, and it never really sounds compressed. It just makes everything sound better. It's almost like the harder you hit it, the better it sounds. It reacts really well to those heavy strummed, the heavy transients. I really love the way that sounds. Now, conversely, let's listen to the Universal Audio and kind of tweak that in and see how that sounds. So the one thing I noticed right away is the way that the VU meter kind of responds on the Universal Audio seems more accurate or right to me than the Antelope. The Antelope seems like it's very jittery and it's very really kind of all over the place. Look, just look. It's like it's always like kind of this kind of sporadic kind of a thing. I mean, it sounds good, and it feels like time constant 3 is kind of a little bit better setting on this particular model on the Universal Audio. Watch the meter here. I also noticed that the input is a lot more sensitive. Are a lot more sensitive on the Antelope than it is on the Universal Audio. The input's not in the same spot. If you put them at the same settings, the compressors don't react the same. You're not even getting any signal here. You have to really drive the input here. And that's okay. They're modeled after 2 completely different units, so they're going to react a little different. But I feel like it seems to me that the Universal Audio evens out the performance a little bit more. It just seems like it's a little bit more under control in this particular example. So that's acoustic guitar. Let's also take a quick listen to this maybe on some bass. That's a well-known place that you can maybe put a Fairchild and it would usually sound really great. So let's do that. Let's listen to some bass here. Let's start with the Antelope here. Do we have it soloed up this track? No, we do not. It'd be nice if we did that, right, Dave? time constant 2 sounds better here. Let's listen to UA. You can just see again the way the reaction of the compressor is completely different. Interesting. I kind of feel like so again, the Universal Audio seems just a little smoother to me. And again, I'm trying to match them, and the settings are, again, not going to be the same. But just to try to tonally see if I can get them close, I feel like the Universal Audio is a little bit more smooth, where the Antelope seems like it's a little more grabby and a little more punchy and a little bit more pumpy, which, you know, again, maybe, you know, okay for your application. They both sound pretty good. But again, this Universal Audio, when I think Fairchild, I think fat, creamy, smooth, very Mew, very similar to like a stay level-ish, which I have a stay level hardware, and I'm just trying to think about, because I don't have a Fairchild hardware, wouldn't I love to have one of those, but I have a stay level, and by Audioscape called the V-Comp, and the way that sounds in hardware is very similar to the way this Universal Audio plugin sounds, the way it responds, and the way it kind of sounds smooth and creamy, where again, this Tube Child sounds a little more pokey and aggressive. Just listening to the sustain of the notes. Yeah, I feel, again, they both have their purpose, and in a mix, and we're listening to this in solo just so you could hear the difference, and so I could kind of just learn the differences between them tonally and how they're reacting. I feel like, again, you know, if you need something that kind of pokey and kind of grabby and a little bit more aggressive, this one might suit you a little better than maybe this one. This one's a little bit more traditional smooth, in my opinion. So that's the bass. Let's listen to this on a lead vocal. That might be something cool. So let's try this on a little, let me loop a section, a lead vocal part here, maybe a first verse so we can kind of hear what it is. And let's listen to this here.
I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life? I'm alright as I pick up the pieces that are left of me. I'm alright being away from you, and I'll be fine cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. But no, I will always have this too, a little piece of you. I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down.
I want to hear the first line of that verse here, how this might grab it.
I know the
season. Okay, now I'm bypass.
I know the season.
Okay, so it does. Let's put on time constant 1. That should grab that transient a little bit quicker.
I know the seasons.
Yeah, a little bit. Not much.
I know the seasons.
A little bit. Now let's listen. Let's try the UA in that same spot. Sorry, I'm clicking things all over the screen here. I just want when I kind of try to dial my ear into this. So let's try that on the Universal Audio.
I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all. I know the season's. I know the.
Yeah, so it seems to grab it a tiny bit more, just a tiny bit more. So again, let's go back to the Antelope here.
Season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life?
So this opens up his voice on the top end. You hear a little bit more of the room as well, and a little more of his headphone bleed on this one, which is interesting. Let's see what we got here.
I'm alright as I pick up the pieces that are left of me. I'm alright, being away from you, and I'll be fine. Cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. But know I will always have this too, a little piece of you. I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life? I'm alright as I pick up the pieces that are left of me. I'm alright, being away from you.
Okay, so in this case, unlike the acoustic guitar or even that bass, where I said that, the Universal Audio didn't seem as grabby, where this does. And in this lead vocal, I kind of like the Tube Child on this as far as it's grabby a little bit more so than the Universal Audio. And in this particular case, again, in solo, that's kind of the differences. But they both sound pretty good. I'd like to put this, at least the lead vocal part. Let's just put this in the context of the mix here. Again, this song's not mixed. We just threw up some levels and stuff. So let's see what we got.
And I'll be fine, cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. I know I will always have this too, a little piece of you. I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life? I'm alright as I pick up the pieces that are left of me. I'm alright, being away from you, and I'll be fine. Cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. Know I will always have this too, a little piece of you.
So interesting. Let's play that back now. Let's do the Universal Audio one.
I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life? I'm alright as I pick up the pieces that are left of me. I'm alright, being away from you, and I'll be fine. Cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. Know I will always have this too, a little piece of you.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like in the mix, or with the rest of the music, I tend to like the UA a little bit better. It just seems like it responds a little bit more the way I kind of want to hear it than maybe this Antelope one. But again, they're both very similar. They're both emulating the same classic compressor. I'd be interested to know what you guys think below about this. Again, this is my favorite Fairchild plugin that I own, and I own quite a few. And I think we did a video a couple of years ago. You could check the archives where we've compared all the Fairchilds that I had at that time. I don't have them all again today. But I didn't have Antelope, wasn't in the group at that time because those plugins weren't available. But in this case, again, I kind of like the Universal Audio one a little bit better. let's check out this acoustic guitar, and then we'll in the mix here, and then we'll kind of wrap up this video. Let me lower the vocals a little.
Change, it's changing all around. I know the reasons you arranged, they're tapping me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life? I'm alright as I pick up the pieces that I've left in me. I'm alright, being away from you, and I'll be fine. And I'll be gonna put it back in order. Know I will always have this too, a little piece of you. I know the seasons like to change, it's changing all
Okay, now the Universal Audio.
around. I know the reasons you've arranged, they're tapping me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life? I'm alright as I pick up the pieces that I've left in me. I'm alright, being away from you, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, I just tend to like this. It just sits better. It feels like it sits better to me. Not that I don't like this. This is okay, but if I had to choose, I would choose this one. In this particular example, again, with a mix that's not done, a full mix, I just wanted to kind of test them out because I only have a limited amount of time with these Antelope plugins. So I just wanted to kind of get them on here and say, hey, do I hear anything that's really any better than, you know, what my favorites are? And I would say I would choose this over this Antelope one, but this Antelope one's pretty good. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick little video. It's probably 20-something minutes long at this point. Quick video. I just wanted to give you kind of a sound demonstration of these two classic plugins here. Let me know what you think below about Antelope Audio, and if you use any of their plugins and what you seem to like. I'm going to be interested to play with a few more of them and see if any of them outshine any of my Universal Audio plugins. So thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. And then, like I said at the beginning, I want to give you something else for free. Make sure, again, you go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, get that free mixing course. It's right on the homepage. You can't miss it. It's my gift to you. Just go ahead and download it. No strings attached. When you take that course, if you find that you want to take one of my other courses because you really like my style of teaching and it's very helpful to you, then go ahead and pick any other course on the website and you're going to get a 25% discount coupon code. And that code is YouTube25. Just put that in at checkout. It'll take 25% off anything on the website. And until the next video where we listen to some more of the Antelope plugins, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys really soon.